My first pastor in the message was a godly man named John Thomas. Before his message days, he was the pastor of the Apostolic Faith Mission Church in Athlone, South Africa. The same denomination who sponsored the 1951 South African meetings of Brother Branham. Pastor Thomas was a real shepherd, and he cared for his flock. He was humble, sincere, and anyone who came in contact with him could only love him. He was, and still is, my role model of a genuine Christian. I remember in those early days, the assembly had a meeting to discuss the remuneration of the pastor. After the quotes were read, where Brother Branham said he only took $100 a week for a wage, it was decided that this was the amount our pastor should be paid. 100 rand. To convert it into American dollars for you, it was $10 per week. In 1973, that would be the average wage of a street sweeper or a janitor. Pastor Thomas did not object. He accepted graciously and said, it was not the people who took care of him, but the Lord. And it was so. The Lord increased that small amount, because with a little he received, he was able to give to those in need, and he could support his family. My first visit to a message church was amazing. Service started at 6 o'clock, but as an enthusiastic young man, I was there at 4 o'clock already. Brother Branham said, if you have the love of God in your heart, you can't wait for them doors to open. And it was so. That is a true saying. Pastor Thomas lived diagonally opposite the municipal wall where the services were held. There were no message church buildings in those days. In fact, we used to call the church buildings blasphemous names. All this changed. Today, message churches look like denominations, and they certainly have the same blasphemous names now. He sent his son Michael, who invited me to his home, that I swore will remain with me for the rest of my life. The lounge was small, and there were about 5 or 6 brothers fellowshipping. Spoken words were scattered all over the table, and the topic was God's chosen place of worship. As the brothers fellowshipped, I fell in love with what I saw. This was like heaven to me, and my young heart was stirred. After my visit to a message church, I never returned to my denomination. Word spread like wildfire that I left the church and am now following false doctrine. I was branded a Jesus only. One man who played a pivotal role in my rapid growth in the message was the late Brother Basil Williams. He worked at a Sunday school bookstore. One day, while browsing through the books in his shop, I found a booklet. The title was Jesus Only onder 'n Nuwe Baadjie. Jesus Only in a New Jacket. if translated in English. The author was Professor Moeller, the principal of the AFM Theological College at the time. He was arguing Brother Branham's statements on the message, the indictment. His arguments were solid, but it did not move me one bit. I know today, cognitive dissonance kicked in there because the book had the opposite effect. It drove me deeper into the message. I did not agree with the professor. What was he hiding? Those denominations were the mark of the beast, I argued. Maybe it was a preparation of what I see happening today with message believers. I want to leave you with one question. What if your faith in the message is challenged? Would you hold on because it is the truth, or because you believe it to be true? Think about it as we travel on this journey. God bless you.